It's important to try and distinguish among these. And so you can look at certain categories. This is just an example. In sleep, you'll see in people who have normal stress, we've all had trouble sleeping because we've been under stress and increased workload. So we expect to see some sleep disturbance, a nightmare occasionally, and that might last for some days. Some extreme cases of ongoing stress for a while, it may last for some weeks. But we expect it to recover and not be out of the ordinary. Although we don't look forward to it, it's to be expected. But with post-traumatic stress disorder, signature psychological injuries include continual restless sleep, nightmares for months, almost nightly, if not multiple times a night, with associated nighttime fear and hypervigilance. There's patients that are terrified of going to sleep, whereas if you've had chronic stress for a few months or a few weeks, but it doesn't reach the level of PTSD, you look forward to going to sleep. You wish you could sleep. But those with PTSD are afraid to go to sleep because of the terror that will come up when they start to relax. Mild traumatic brain injury, the signature neurological injuries there, would be seeing that sleep is probably excessive and disturbed, but with different types of components. Instead of the fear type, it's more of a dullness and exhaustion. Now again, although there's a lot of overlap, it's important to be able to distinguish these features so to be able to treat them appropriately. With military that are returning home from the Middle East, their emotions are they're very happy to be back home with family members. They're going to have some transient mood disturbance, of course, because they're used to being hard charging, making quick decisions, following orders rapidly, being adrenalized the whole time. And then they fly back and they're home 48 hours or 24 hours later. It's not like taking the slow boat home after World War II or after Vietnam, where you had a month or so to settle down and look forward to it. But that's to be expected again. As with any of us, I know when I'm working really hard, when I have a big project due and I don't sleep much, if at all, for a few days or a few weeks, it's going to take time to reintegrate and calm down. But it's something I look forward to doing and am able to do. The signature psychological injuries for PTSD looks different. You're feeling raw, there's mood swings with anger, depression, rarely happy. By feeling raw, meaning very irritable. But the signature neurological injury has more different types of mood swings for any reason. There's often blunted emotion much of the time. Someone has flat affect, except when there's these swinging extensive mood, extremes of mood. The thought difficulty that comes from recovering from a normal type of stress. There's mild difficulties with focus and short-term memory. Thoughts drift back in time to memories of certain events during deployment or during the difficulties you just had. And that's normal and expected, but that's not the majority of one's consciousness. In post-traumatic stress disorder, there's more moderate problems with focus and short-term memory because you're exhausted. It's as if you're always thinking all the time. Your mind's going too fast, too much, and it leads to exhaustion. Tries to avoid thoughts and reminders of what occurred. Thoughts and feelings of bad events. Fears intrude into consciousness. But with mild traumatic brain injury, there's more severe focus, difficulty focusing. There's more severe memory problems and problem solving. Huge mental effort to accomplish what one used to be able to do more easily before. The mind can be foggy, but not for particular index events. It's foggy in general, not just for something bad that happened, which would be more similar to PTSD. And behavior, after we usually in a normal stressor, or if someone's deployed and comes back and they don't have some of these combat stress injuries, there might be some avoidance of social events or things that seem trivial or certain discussions about things. My brother can't really go to movies about Vietnam, but he doesn't have PTSD. He just doesn't really want to remember that. I understand that, but those with PTSDs have substantial avoidance of social situations, reminders of what occurred. And this could go on for months or years. And it's not that they just aren't interested, it's that they would start panicking if they saw that. And those with mild traumatic brain injury have an avoidance of effort, mental effort, work situations, balancing checkbooks, things that they used to be able to do quite easily now is so exhausting that if they do it, they're going to be pretty much a basket case for the rest of the day. So they learn after a while to try and avoid difficult focused activity or activities that require frontal lobe functioning. They have a lot of lethargy, they get real spacey.